All right, so the playoffs are almost here. Now, how do we want this to play out for the Sixers? What's good, beautiful people all over the world? Appreciate y'all for locking in. Now, the NBA playoffs are right around the corner. The Philadelphia 76ers have about 2 games left. They face off against the Pacers at home, and then they face off against the Pistons at home as well. Now, this is where things get interesting because the Eastern Conference in particular, one game can shift the entire bracket for seeds, I want to say 2 through 6. And so much can change for the Philadelphia 76ers. But most importantly, when it comes to the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Sixers, because both those teams, or all 3 of those teams rather, are about a game and a half separated from each other on the bracket. Now, the bracket is as thus. It's interesting because you want the best path for your team to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and potentially the NBA Finals. You want the best path for your team. At the same time, you don't want your team to be jaded by the lack of competition. So if this is going to work out for the Philadelphia 76ers, the bracket needs to stay just like this. Because let's be totally honest, the Brooklyn Nets are a legit threat. The Milwaukee Bucks are a legit threat. The Boston Celtics are a real threat. And the Miami Heat are a real threat in this playoffs. The Bulls, I don't believe in them. They're fool's gold. Toronto, fool's gold as well. And Cleveland, they're fool's gold. But here's the thing about the bottom part of the bracket where you see Boston, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn. Those teams have a strong chance of cannibalizing each other. And that's what you want to happen. You want those teams to wear each other out, knock each other's, balls to the wall. Like you want all those teams in the bottom half of the bracket to literally dismantle each other and essentially take each other out. I want Milwaukee and Brooklyn to face off in that first round. I know for a fact that series is going to go 6 games minimum. And then I know Boston is going to end up beating Chicago. But whoever wins out of that Milwaukee-Brooklyn series will face off against Boston in the second round. And that is going to be another situation where you got to cut the head off the snake. You dig what I'm saying? So there are legit. The bottom half of the bracket in the Eastern Conference is where all the heavy hitters are: Boston, Milwaukee, Brooklyn. You think at the top of the bracket, you got Miami, Philly, Cleveland, and Toronto. I think Philly will beat Toronto in the 7-game series, and I think Miami will end up beating Cleveland in the 7-game series as well. Now, Philly and Miami will most likely meet in that second round, and then when you think about it from that perspective, that's going to be the perfect series to prepare them for the Eastern Conference Finals because the Miami Heat is going to play them tough. That's just a fact. The Miami Heat are a legit threat as well. So that's the path of, I guess, least resistance that I want from my Philadelphia 76ers. I really don't want them to fall to or to even get to the 3rd seed where they end up playing a team like actually, as a matter of fact, I really wouldn't mind if they played Chicago in the first round, but it's all about running against Milwaukee and Brooklyn. Look, I don't play in the NBA, so I have every right to be concerned about running up against Milwaukee or Brooklyn. My pride not in the way. Milwaukee is real. Brooklyn is very real when when they got everybody available, and so is Boston. So I don't want to fall to that side of the bracket where Milwaukee and Brooklyn is. I just don't. I feel more comfortable being on the side where Miami is because I feel that we can actually win against Miami right now. At the very least, I would much rather run up against Milwaukee, Brooklyn, or Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's just the way I see it. But I want you guys to tell me what you guys think. Who do you guys want to see in the first, second round, if the Sixers make it there or even the Eastern Conference Finals? Do you guys want the bracket to actually stay the way it is? Because in my humble opinion, this bracket works tremendously in the Sixers' favor. Now, Boston has a tough stretch coming up, and we got an easy stretch. That's just the reality. So there's a real chance that we may rise to the 3rd seed or even to the 2nd seed. You never know how this may play out because, again, Boston, Milwaukee, and the Sixers are all about a game within each other. So we'll see how it plays out. Tell me what you guys think. Comment below. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to trust to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry.